So, life really sucks right now. There hasn't been many opportunities to laugh these past couple weeks. This sucks. So I have decided I'm taking control and I am giving myself time to laugh. To anyone in this country that is scared or furious, I'm right there with you. I think it's just very important to remember we will not go down without a fight. And there are 6 ugly motherfuckers on the Supreme Court. And karma's gonna get them. For sure. I will leave it at that. For this video, I am diving back into the trenches and I have decided to binge every Jackass movie in the franchise so I can give myself a definitive ranking on where each movie stands. And I say definitive loosely because God knows a month is gonna pass and I'm gonna change my mind about it. I'm not gonna be including any of the Bad Grandpas or that Evil Knievel tribute or anything like that. I'm just sticking with the main movies plus the .5s that go along with them. Because quite frankly, 10.5 hours in the past 2 days, plenty for my brain. This is a big task for me, so I'm gonna preface this as gently as I possibly can. These are my opinions. Please don't be hurt if your favorite isn't my favorite. In fact, I'm very curious as to what your guys' rankings are, so if you want to leave those below and reasonings why they're placed where they are, that'd be awesome. Before jumping in immediately, I want to give a little bit of background history on this. So the Jackass TV series only ran for 3 seasons despite its insane popularity at the time. This is due to the fact that the guys were fed up with MTV's constant control over what they could and couldn't show each week. They were also dealing with a lot of lawsuits at the time. There were a lot of lawsuits from families whose kids were hurting themselves, recreating the stunts they were told numerous times not to do throughout the episodes. They even had a lawsuit from a man named Jackass that claimed the show plagiarized his name. So they decided to call it quits after 3 seasons without a finale. After the show ended, they reunited in 2002 and decided the fans deserved a proper send-off to the series. Well, they went in thinking it was going to be a farewell. Jackass the movie was filmed for just $5 million and grossed over $60 million in the US alone. So yeah, it wasn't going to be a farewell. Plainly and simply put, this ranking was hard. In my personal opinion, there are no bad Jackass movies. The cast and crew put their backs into these movies and it shows every time. I spent the past 2 days rewatching them, and I think I have my final ranking. Again, things may change in a month, a year, 10 years, but for right now, freshly rewatching all of them, this is where I'm putting them. I decided instead of just immediately going into the ranking, I'm gonna go through each movie, give you some of my favorite bits, some of the background information on them, and then at the end, I will give you the final ranking. So as I mentioned before, this movie was meant to be the proper finale to the Jackass series. Watching it, it very much is just an extended episode of Jackass. Watching later in the series, you get higher production, you get crazier stunts. Really, the only thing that is of high production is the opening and the ending. It's a very fun watch.
This is the muscle stimulator.
It's alright. Okay, it's cool. You cool? You cool?
Okay.
Okay. Come on. Come on, Daddy's got you. Daddy's got you.
Keeping my mouth shut, I'm keeping my mouth shut. When I was a kid, this looked like fun. Now that I'm older, this is a death trap. I mean, for fuck's sake, Johnny almost died doing this stunt. You watch that again and again, it just gets more painful. You can tell how young they all were during this one. It very much gives the same energy as watching home videos from guys you went to high school with. And I think this is especially true when you see Aaron calling timeout during the mousetrap segment when they're throwing mousetraps at him. You can really sense that everyone was having fun while filming this. It's also interesting to see a time where they were allowed to do more in public as themselves rather than, in the future they're more famous, they're more likely to get recognized, kind of like the Impractical Jokers. A big chunk of this movie was filmed in Japan, and some of the segments are pretty much them just making the people of Japan's lives hell, so I'm keeping that in mind. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Oh, fuck no. I am way too claustrophobic for that. I would be mowing down people on that escalator. I think April and Phil have taught me that the key to a successful marriage has to be the pairing of one expresses emotions outwardly and loudly. Is it real? Is it real? Yeah. Ah! I'm serious! While the other one is the silent one.
I'm Johnny Knoxville, and I'm going to grind this rail.
Honestly, throughout this entire skit, the only thing that I can think of is I'm wondering how that production of Fiddler on the Roof went, and the fact that I need a hype man like Clyde Singleton. Paper Cuts is one of, if not my absolute least bit in the entire franchise. I don't have a necessarily weak stomach, but this bit turns it all the way up.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. This is the tidal wave. How did it look?
It looked good, Johnny. It looked really good. The toy car is one of the best planned out and executed stunts in this franchise. The doctor alone makes it all worth it. And I think it's a very funny bit that Steve-O was originally supposed to do this stunt, but his father said he'd disown him if he did it. And then smash cut immediately to the second movie and Steve-O's butt-chugging beer. Ryan absolutely sells this bit, and there's a reason why it's one of his most well-known. For this movie, my best bits will go to the muscle stimulator and April's alligator freakout. Out of the entire franchise, this is the one that feels the most close to home in terms of the TV series, and I had a lot of fun. At this point, everybody truly believed that Jackass was over. In my last video, I was covering Wild Boys, where I in no way thirsted over Johnny Knoxville like my partner claims I did. I'm innocent. But during the filming of one of his guest spots on the show, Jeff Tremaine pulled Johnny Knoxville aside and said, if you're gonna go all out on this show, why not get everybody back together and just do another movie? Since both Wild Boys and Viva La Bam were wrapping up in their final seasons, everyone was available to reunite, and thus, we get Jackass Number Two. Numerous cast members have gone on record and said that this movie was the one where everybody was on their worst behavior, and that shows. I used to watch this one quite a bit when I was a kid, and the soundtrack on this one is one of the great influences on my middle school playlists. John Waters is my favorite director of all time, and I completely forgot that this man had a cameo in this, so we're off to a good start. If there's one thing that Jackass movies are gonna put work into, it's the intros and the outros. We will get to that one pretty soon. I was happy to see the return of one of my favorite recurring characters in the series, the Keep God Out of California Devil, which frankly I think we need a lot more of those around here. I'm just gonna say, I think Bam either pissed somebody off or the crew loves him, because the amount of screen time he gets in this movie, this is a Bam heavy movie. This man is getting hurt and pranked left and right.
Are you crying? Yeah.
And when he's not getting hurt or tortured, he's running away like Jack Sparrow. This may be an unpopular opinion. Irving Zisman starts up my fight or flight response. When it comes to the old people sketches, where they make up the members to be older and have them run around the public, I get such secondhand embarrassment. I can't, I don't like watching those ones. This movie has the best outro. I will say in any movie with an outro, Jackass Number Two has got you beat. This ending is phenomenal. Even though the ending alone is worth a rewatch, there are a few things that turn me away from one. There's a lot of puke, there's a lot of shit, and the final sketch is problematic to say the least. Yeah, and here come all the people, you don't know how to joke, it was a different time, da-da-da-da. Sure, that's the problem, not this. They definitely put the amp to 11 on this movie and decided more is better. That's not always the case, but so far I am enjoying the first one upon rewatch more than the second one. The 2.5s are extra footage and stunts that didn't make it into the final cut of the feature film. They're intertwined with interviews with the cast members, and honestly, the interviews create some of my favorite moments in the entire franchise. This movie is probably the one that I can show the least footage from. In comparison to the others in the franchise, this movie seems very cruel at times. A lot of the failed skits involve seeing cast very upset or in such an amount of pain that it isn't exactly fun to watch. Either that or you're watching some atrocious stuff, man. Just took the idea of vomiting and said, more of that, please. Man, Preston gets his ass handed to him in this movie.
And after hiding my extreme fear of heights for 6 years, I got busted.
Oh, Kong! Come on, Kong! He's coming in fast this time, Kong! Come on! Holy shit!
During Steve-O's interviews, too, it seems like he's really out of it, and it's kind of uncomfortable to watch. You can really see how hard he was spiraling into his addiction at this time. And although I have some problems with this movie, that does not mean that there's nothing in it that I don't love. We get a return of the Viva La Bam gang with the meatball sketch.
I'm Phil Margera, and I'm hungry for some goddamn meatballs.
Do it. How was those meatballs, Phil?
They were delish. Abe, you did a good job.
We have Wee Man being a matador and getting attacked by a bull, which the only reason I'm bringing this one up is because I need to know, what is this? Who is this dog? What is this dog? Where did this dog come from?
Hey! Hit the deck!
Why? What?
Hit the fucking
What is that?
Check my heart rate's
It's
like
hurting!
190 over 110 or something.
Phil is just way too calm in this sketch. I need to know what medication this man's on, or what meditation route he takes, because if my son shows up with a bazooka and starts shooting it in my house with his friends, gonna be honest, my composure, not exactly calm. Then again, I guess if I'm seeing the check that my son is going to cash after that movie, I think I could breathe a little easier if my carpet's being melted. We get a return of the Wild Boy segments where the boys go to India and take Danger Aaron with them, and it allows us to get this incredible Chris reaction to Aaron just not listening to Chris's advice.
The more you spread your weight out, the less it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Put your leg down.
Oh, hold on!
What don't you understand about put your leg
I'm
down?
on a bed of fucking nails, man. Fuck.
Overall, this has been the hardest rewatch so far. I don't necessarily enjoy seeing people throw up that much, and it's just a lot of puking, a lot of crying, a lot of the cast being upset and angry, not so much as like a joint laugh as a whole. My best bits on this one go to Mini Motorcycle Mayhem, and honestly anything that has April and Phil and the Viva La Bam gang. Yes, I'm biased. Once again, we were bamboozled. We all thought the series ended again with Jackass Number Two. Everyone was slightly older, there didn't seem to be any sign that another movie was coming. Then we received this gem. Studios expected it to make $30 million on opening weekend. It ended up making $50 million. This movie just felt more whole. I don't know how to explain it. It could do with the fact that this is the first movie back with a sober Steve-O, and you can just see he looks so much healthier, so much happier to be there. It just really shows the difference. Everybody just seems like they are having a blast on this movie. The difference between this one and 2.5 for me personally seems astronomical, especially with the first bit being the high five, where yes, people are getting hurt, but everybody, including the person getting hurt, is laughing along with them.
Dude, you played it off so good. He's like, hey, what's up, Dad?
This movie also has my favorite April moment, which comes in the form of "Don't put that on your boo-boo hand."
Hanging ass Phil. Braxton's is pretty gross, but that is
Don't pour that on your boo-boo hand.
I must say, the strangest moment in the 2010 time capsule has to be seeing Johnny Knoxville lip-syncing the Boom Boom Pow by the Black Eyed Peas.
Gotta get that. Gotta get that.
This movie also leaves me with the question of, where's Sean William Scott? I feel like I haven't seen him in a decade, really. Oh man, that's right. Oh, he died in that like horrific 2013 motorcycle accident in Philadelphia.
Uh-oh, whoops.
Whoopsie.
I'm also left wondering, where can I get some of Wee Man's chronic tacos, because they sound delicious. Aaron also deserves the biggest bonus in his check for allowing them to do the Lamborghini tooth pull on him. We have Phil and April back here, and Phil maintaining his icon status.
Phil's in there shitting. It scared the shit out of Phil.
The guys were all either already in or approaching their 40s in this movie, with the exception of Bam, and holy shit, do they go all or nothing in this movie. Most of my favorite bits in the franchise are in this movie. We have bits like the high five, the bungee boogie, the air jet stuff, the electric avenue, super mighty glue. There's so much in this movie that I would love to rewatch over and over again. In terms of rewatchability, it's at its highest right now. This is one where the interviews 100% overshine the stunts by far, in my opinion. The Madrid introduction is stellar and fun and really upbeat. It's always sweet seeing April care for Bam and Dunn after they get hurt in their stunts.
Are you okay? Are you okay? You have drywall in your mouth.
Watch out, there's nails.
Okay.
We get the introduction to Darf, who is an absolute menace and deserves, honestly, 50 more takes of getting thrown off a horse in the morning.
Darf is when Dave is like blacked out drunk, and he's the worst. He's the worst of any of the guys. When he's drunk, he's the worst.
Apparently, from what I hear, if I drink too much, I turn into a different person named Darf, who's a total asshole that just goes around doing as many horrible things as he can.
Bombs Away is quite literally looking at a bunch of boys having fun. This is the definition of boys will be boys.
Bombs away!
I'm also gonna say this, we get shown the truest form of friendship that could possibly exist.
What are you guys doing?
So warm. Is that your dick?
Just try to hurry, because I'm gonna piss. You almost have it.
Here, I gotta get in there.
Feel better?
No, because the balls. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about.
That is peak friendship right there. To any of my friends watching, you bet I'm gonna help you piss if you need to. The final prank on Johnny Knoxville is so well crafted and executed. I would have never thought to do this in a million years. Granted, it's disgusting.
Knoxville has prescription lotion, and that's all he uses. And I got it.
But I got something else. Horse. I'm a horse, idiot.
But very entertaining, and the fact that Johnny is not even hurt or upset, he is in there laughing as hard as anybody else in that theater when he finds out what they replaced his lotion with. I also think it's a fun tidbit to know that Bam spent $10,000 of his own dollars to get the horse stuff. The best bits in this one definitely go to Bam's chair breaking.
Thing ever. What? Yeah. Here we go. We stood up on the same chairs. Look at yours. Just crumbling.
Oh, man.
And Knoxville's incredible nut shots. This movie was just all around fun. It's always fun getting to listen to the cast and get their takes on the movie and the production and what was going on behind the scenes. And the stunts are just as fun. Everybody's having fun doing this. So getting all of that into one makes a very entertaining watch. The largest gap so far between Jackass movies. This time, I was convinced it wasn't going to happen. 11 years had passed, the gang was substantially older, and while members like Knoxville and Steve-O were still doing crazy stunts regularly, I didn't see it happening. Ryan Dunn had passed away over a decade ago at this point, and I figured that with that happening, this was the end of Jackass. Then, right when we needed them, they returned. We're gifted new cast members, Jasper, who I grew up with knowing from Odd Future and Loiter Squad, as well as my favorite compilation in the world.
This man. Filming me again? No. Filming me again?
Alright, well, what do you guys want to do?
Stop! Oh, man. Come on, dog. What the fuck?
I hate you. I hate you. Okay?
Oh.
Rachel Wolfson, who is a badass and the first woman member of the Jackass crew, so that was wicked cool to see. Zach Holmes, who is down for anything and everything, and seems like the sweetest person alive. Poopies, who fits the California surfer stereotype to a T.
Today, we're big wave surfing.
And Eric Monaco, who is making sure his presence is known in his screen time. We also get cameos from people like Tyler the Creator and Eric Andre, and no one else.
Here with Steve-O and our special handsome guest star, Machine Gun Kelly.
I said no one else. They began filming in late 2019, the pandemic began, and is still not over, might I add, which shut down production until proper safety precautions could be ensured on set over 7 months later. It was originally going to be released in 2020, but was finally released in February of 2022. I must say, the time gap between movies and the new members truly make it seem like everybody is having the time of their lives on this set. This movie seems like such a breath of fresh air. And don't be mistaken, the original cast may be all in or approaching their 50s. They're giving it their all. You have Steve-O putting bees all over his dick and balls, which I must say not only is extremely entertaining, but it's also very nice to see how Dave's character arc from freaking out around bees to remaining still and calm has set in place. We also get one of my personal favorite aspects of this movie, Sam Look Away, the introduction to Johnny Silver Foxville. In some of the movie, you'll see that he has brown hair, and other shots you'll see he has silver hair. The brown hair is stuff that they filmed in 2019, whereas silver hair is when they came back 7 months later in 2020. And I must say, it looks very nice, and in no way am I thirsting. I mentioned that during 2.5, Preston got his shit handed to him during that production. This time around, Aaron gets the shit end of the stick. This man not only is trapped in a room with a bear, this man's nuts are annihilated.
I didn't tell him it was a heavyweight.
That's not a lightweight. What are you guys talking about? What? Stop.
You lied to me. I meant heavyweight, but lightweight came out.
That is insane. And seeing back to back to back to back the things that they do to this man, I'm shocked he's able to stand.
Hey, Aaron, no joke, you're fucked. You're done.
If Aaron was getting a bonus for the Lamborghini tooth pull, this man deserves the entire cast and crew's check for what they did to his body. Oh, and the anxiety that the pogo stick one sent through my body is just...
I'm starting to think those cups don't work.
Hello, sailor!
Suddenly disappearing. I think one of the strangest feelings for me watching this was getting nostalgic for Lance Bangs puking.
Can I get another mask?
Let's get another mask.
It felt a little strange not having Bam or Dunn in the movie, even though we do get Bam in the marching band sketch, which honestly I missed the first few times seeing this.
All that.
Bam's health is way more important though, and I think that the new members do their absolute best to fill the holes that Bam and Dunn's absence made. Overall, this one is super fun. Coming from someone who, according to my Letterboxd, has watched this 5 times already since it's been released, yes, it is very rewatchable. Just because of the shit that this man was put through in this movie, best bit will strictly go to Aaron's busted nut journey. That sounds wrong. I'm sticking with it. It was really interesting to see the behind the scenes of Jackass Forever and get accounts from the cast and crew about what it was like filming a movie during a pandemic, which still isn't over by the way. I seriously have fallen in love with the new members, and 4.5 only escalates that feeling. It's also the first time I've ever heard anybody call Wee Man Jason.
Are you okay? Holy shit. Jason, speak.
That was really intense.
Are you okay, wee man?
Yeah.
There's very little footage from this one that I'm about to show on YouTube because, as Jeff puts it himself,
Jackass Forever has more penis in it than any R-rated movie in the history of R-rated movies.
More penis hits or more penis?
Just penis in it.
Chris Pontius earns that title of being the actor with the most nude scenes in movies. He has worked his ass off for that title. Pontius saving the eyebrows to auction off for charity is one of the sweetest things I've ever heard out of this franchise.
You know what? I have those eyebrows. I saved them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea after 4.5 comes out, we can auction them off to charity to help the kids.
That's great.
Yeah.
In general, Pontius and Steve-O are so sweet in this movie. You can really tell that within 20 years, their friendship has blossomed so much and that they really care for each other, and that's very sweet to see in interviews.
Yeah, I didn't even realize how badly I missed working with Chris until we started shooting this movie.
Yeah, we just have the best time. Yeah, I think it makes us become better than our own individual selves. It makes our personalities multiply. Like,
yeah, Chris and I together is better than the sum of its parts.
That's the word. Yes.
I'm also demanding that Dark Shark becomes a full-time member because this man is hilarious.
There's Dark Sharks right there.
Dark Shark's doing 360s, dude, look.
But also, I think his relationship with Jasper makes it 10 times funnier.
Behind me is my dad, Dark Shark. He made his name up himself.
The best bit in this one is going to go to Jeff and Spike fighting each other during their interview. Because you can truly sense that these 50-year-old guys are truly just 12-year-olds at heart.
Spike sucks to fight.
Yeah.
Like, Spike is so surprisingly hard to deal with in a fight because he's wiry, but... No. See, I'm strong.
Rewatching all of these back to back, it was very interesting and a little sentimental to see them go from 20-year-olds to 50-year-olds. You're seeing the cast and crew go from young kids doing stupid shit on camera to make people laugh, and you're seeing them transition into stupid men doing stupid things on the camera to make people laugh, but now they're married, they have kids. It's very surreal, and it's also very weird knowing that I've watched them for 20 years. It really kind of makes you look at yourself in a mirror and notice how, I'm not going to call myself old, but older that I've gotten since watching it for the first time. These movies are such a fun way to just escape the bullshit of everyday life and just laugh at people getting hurt. Very much like early YouTube days where you would just spend all afternoon watching people falling down stairs or hitting their nuts on a rail as they're skateboarding. This was a very fun time, but now I have to do the ranking. I guess I'll do bottom to top, so I'll do worst to best. So, we have number 7 at the bottom, we have Jackass 2.5. I'm sorry, there was just too much vomit, too much excrement of every kind, too much anger, too much... couldn't do it. At number 6, we have Jackass Number Two. Jackass 2.5 trails off that. I mean, are we surprised? Jackass 2.5 is literally just Jackass Number Two Part 2. At number 5, we have Jackass 4.5. At number 4, we have Jackass the Movie. Blasphemy? I know. At number 3, we have Jackass 3D. At number 2, we have Jackass Forever. And at number 1, we have Jackass 3.5. That is the ranking. That is where my heart is at. And I feel good about that. So that was my ranking. If you are angry at my ranking and would like to send hate mail, my address is 491. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you have a great day. And I hope life gets better if it's shit. Bye!